Yeah, this is Point Black, coming in hard and off the car, coming with the flow, straight from the barrio, and coming with that heat from the damn street. This is PBNN, Point Black National News, the late and the great edition, and the ghetto edition as well, because this is what we must do. We must come with the facts to crack backs, boom bip to the nine-ass lips, because this is what we must do. This is PBNN, Point Black National News. Now, today we see a situation as arise in France, you know what I'm saying, or what they want to say is France, and they're blaming I think it's called the Azerbaijan, probably the Africans, for the Caledonian violence unpacked their spat. But in this situation, we see where the Caledonians, the people of Caledonia, the Azerbaijan, you know what I'm saying, previously condemned the French colonialism in overseas territories, while has France backed the, I think they call Armenia and Nagorno, what? Nagorno and the Karabuka, or whatever they're called, you know what I'm saying, and saying they're backing these different people. But according to the situation, we see that France has accused the Azerbaijan, or whatever they call, of the behind the protests and the violence that have rocketed it Pacific Island territory of New Caledonia, and what's new about it? You know what I'm saying? New Caledonian, you know what I'm saying, for the past few days over French government decision to change the voting laws. Yes, of course, they're going to do that, but the African indigenous people of what they call Caledonia today will stand up and keep the revolution going all the way to and drive the French out. You know what I'm saying? They're no more than a net and jackass Yahoo occupying force in Caledonia that has been colonializing and taking over the people's land. And then when they go to war and shit, they want you to pay them back, like they did, like the same thing they're doing with the Haitian people in Haiti after they occupied the land for all those years and went through war and shit. They want the Haitian people, holding the Haitian people to a restitution to pay them for going to war and for invading their land and occupying their land and going to war and killing their people and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they want the Haitians to pay them for that. You know what I'm saying? You an invader beast just like the rest of them. Same thing you did in Vietnam, you jackass motherfucker, talking about some fucking Frenchy. You know what I'm saying? Crack ass white boy. You know what I'm saying? Who don't know how to act right and act like a child. And we murder and kill no more. And the same as a barbarian or a motherfucking Neanderthal troglodyte crow magnet up in the mountains doing a bunch of bullshit when you came down. You know what I'm saying? Doing a bunch of bullshit rather than doing what you was taught in its rightful ways. But we see Azerbaijan, you know what I'm saying, which has traditionally had little presence in the Asia Pacific. What the fuck is he talking about? In the Pacific, and is nearly 14,000 kilometers, 8,700 miles away from New Caledonia. And then what's new about it? You know what I'm saying? Has denied allegations in the interference. You know what I'm saying? From what we've seen. You know what I'm saying? We have a state of emergency going on in all shapes and forms because the French wants to occupy your shit. Same thing the Dutch did in South Africa. You see what I'm saying? These beasts have been going around doing this bullshit for years. You know what I'm saying? But what's behind the diplomatic spat is how does New Caledonia figure in it? Here's what we know so far. You know what I'm saying? What happened in New Caledonia is the mass protest, erupted in fake ass, probably New Caledonia on Tuesday with a bunch of dummies. You know what I'm saying? You know, nothing new. It is called, whatever it is the African people been there first. On Tuesday, the week after, the French Parliament, listen to that, the French don't belong there. Drive them out, warriors. Drive them out. They do not belong there. They did the same thing in Vietnam when they went into Vietnam. It was the French that went in there, backing that tyrant ass, jackass leader and invading Vietnam, you know what I'm saying, and killing many of the people, even going up, I think it was Ho Chi Minh or one of them that was fighting for his liberation against his own brother who was oppressing them with using outside foreign governments such as the French and their crooked fucking ass. They've been going around our globe, or what we call planet Earth, and they've been slicing up the pies for themselves, while the people that have been living either in their country or abroad in other countries have suffered while they live fat off the fucking hog. It's time to drive their democratized garbage out of your country. So keep up the fight, warriors. Keep up the fight. Don't back down. We don't have time to do that now. You know what I'm saying? It's too late for that. You know what I'm saying? We must stand firm in all ways and fight to the very end of our last breath. Live free or die trying. You know what I'm saying? I send that message from the great queen. You know what I mean? The great goddess herself. You know what I mean? Betrayed. But we see mass protest erupts in New Caledonia, so-called Caledonia Fuckanoo, on Tuesday this week after the French Parliament passed reforms to allow French people who have lived in New Caledonia. They brought in a whole bunch of people who only been there 10 years or more to vote in the local provincial election in fake ass, new ass, whatever, Caledonia, occupied by the motherfucking French, and they living high off the fucking hog, probably. The French government has argued that these reforms uphold demon mockery. There it is. I knew it. There it is. In come the word. In Caledonia, you know what I'm saying, where the indigenous people accuse you of occupying the land, same as you did. The same in Africa, same all over. You've been slicing up the pie along with the Arabs, the Chinese, and the Americans as well. Going across the land doing a whole whack of fuckery. You garbage piece of shit. Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? The Frenchy government, has argued that this reform upholds demon mockery, democracy. Imagine, drive that shit out of your country. This is what they mean by they were spreading democracy. It wasn't spreading a goddamn thing. What they were spreading is a NATO criminal organization, alliance, nation aligned to overrule, to overthrow our world. And this is what they meant by they were spreading democracy. They were paying all these different people, and all these people joining, whether they paid or not, you know what I'm saying, with wielding their power that they've always been doing, you know what I'm saying, and saying that the new word was democracy, to make you feel like they were spreading some gloriful Jesus Christ fake ass bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we know for well they're talking about democracy in, I think it's called archipelago, you know what I'm saying? But local people, particularly those from the indigenous Kanak tribe, or the Kanak people, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Community, which is probably the Africans, indigenous people that have always been there, who makes up 40% of the island's population, fear this will undermine their efforts to win independence from France. That's right. And they are right. This is what they're doing. They're trying to bring in people and fly them in the so-called New Caledonia demon mockery fucking part, talking about New Caledonia, and fly them in and outvote any vote that y'all can put forward. So you have to make sure that you crush any opposition when it comes to them bringing in any new voting laws, same as they're trying to do here. They're trying to make illegal document people who just walked over that goddamn border we call the southern border, and they can come over here and vote in our elections and outvote us for the demon Democrats who they claim bust open the border for them. Don't give me that bullshit. It's the same shit. The so-called fake ass, it's one land, it's one people, one rule. You are new and you are fucking invader and same as Netanyahu, and you have occupied, you have invaded and now occupy these people land and probably charging them while you rob them fucking blind, talking about some demon mockery bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But we're saying in Caledonia, one of the largest French overseas territory is located between Australia and Fiji. You know what I'm saying? Talking about France. France occupied. Listen to this. France occupied. What did I just say? That's an invader. They didn't occupy a motherfucking thing. They invaded that land and slicing it up for themselves. Talking about France occupied the territory in 1853. Yeah, that's back when they were doing a whole lot of waka bullshit also across the land, especially in South Africa, Africa, and many different places, they bitch ass. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but a Frenchie. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he was there in 1853. And, you know, fully populated it with French citizens who displaced the indigenous kanak community. They need to be driven from the land. They're no more than a criminal beast. The French is responsible for 90% of black people, along with many other groups, for what happened to us all over this land, and many other groups of people all over the land. It is time for the French to be removed from everybody's land. He's no more than an occupier and an invader of people's country, a beast from the mountains. You know what I'm saying? Talking that bullshit. 5 people have been killed and hundreds injured in the violent protests, which have been accompanied by looting and arson and are the worst violence Caledonia has experienced in 30 years. So that means that this took place before, because 30 years isn't that long ago. The French needs to remove its stinking Frenchy ass from whatever you call Caledonia. You are no more than an invader and an occupier and an overseer oppressor on the people, and you're no more than a beast using guns, bombs, and ammunition in order to oppress the people. The people must fight on and don't stop. The fight must remain. The revolution must stay strong. Now saying, fuck if it's not televised. You fight to the very end, because that's why they're trying to ban TikTok, so we don't get no information. And people have been using TikTok in order to show the world what's really going on with these stinking Frenchy motherfuckers and many other groups from the Neanderthal, Siberian fucking mountains, the caveman, nutcase ass, coming in people's countries doing a whole bunch of fuckery. You are responsible, Frenchy, for much of what happened to the African people across this land, and many other groups as well. You with your stinking ass. You know what I'm saying? Fuck if your feelings get hurt. What the fuck you doing to the people? You're gonna tell me their feelings are not hurt? You stinking invader occupying son of a bitch. Let's just be frank. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the worst they haven't seen in 30 years. Experts have said, like as if you have a right to be there, and it's a natural cause or natural uprising or something that happened per se with the people outside of the fact of you being an occupier and an invader. No, it's not. You should not be there by you occupying and invading in the first place. That's why you haven't seen this type of violence in 30 years, but you must have seen it 30-something years ago, because you must have been in there murdering and killing indigenous people in order to take over their land, such as you do in Haiti. And then when the violence break out, you send all kind of forces to their rescue, America and everybody coming running and banging out the poor people for fighting for motherfucking independence and liberation, you son of a, and justice, you son of a bitch. These people are beasts, and we must remove them from any part of the land and send them back to the fucking Siberian mountains where they belong. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't doing a motherfucking thing other than fucking with the people ever since you've been fucking around. You know what I'm saying? But in 30 years, experts have said in the response, France declared a state of emergency. How are you going to declare a state of emergency when you're an occupier and an invader? You clown ass son of a bitch. I'm talking about, you know, a state of emergency in Caledonia on Wednesday and deployed 500 additional military and police. Imagine that. Even got the military down in the people's land fucking them over, but don't want nobody call you a fucking beast. What the fuck is that? I don't know. But that's your silly ass. We gonna call it like we see it, bitch. And that's just fine, right? Okay, if you don't like me, you can beat my ass. That ain't gonna do a fucking thing. We still gonna think the same thing and they're still gonna fight on. There ain't no turning back now. And that goes for the college kids right here in the United States who's fighting for the Gazan people in Palestine, in Egypt. Well, in Palestine, but it's Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopia and all of that. That's the same land. When did the landmass change? And who separate the territories of the land other than the understanding of our people being able to travel to one another's land or parts of the land in order to visit and bring gifts and celebration? So you now have 500 additional military and police personnel to bluster the existing 18,000 police and I think it's called gendarmes, or whatever they call stations, whatever the fuck them French call that stupid shit in the territory. You know what I'm saying? You know, and now let's look at why the French is accusing the African people that are there. They would like to call us indigenous. Indigenous from what? We're just the people. You know what I'm saying? You are indigenous, jackass. Anyway, but we're going to look to see why the French is accusing, you know, see the Azerbaijans of backing the protest. You know, France accused the Azerbaijans of, you know, interference after the Azerbaijan flag was seen alongside the kanak symbol. Kanak is, these are Africans they're talking about, black people in Caledonia. Because, see, a lot of our people don't have historical value, but it's easy for us to look up that as well in many ways. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where, and it doesn't matter, it's oppressed people all over the world, whether they're white, black, green, or purple. Does it really matter when it comes down to the abuse and the dictatorship and the oppression and the fucking racist and garbage invading, occupying bullshitical nonsense? Does it really make any difference? We must think about that, the people all over the world. Malcolm didn't just speak for black people all the time. He spoke about many different issues, even across the world. You know what I'm saying? And the Kanak symbol at the protest image of such flags also started making rounds in social media. That's right, put the flag up, raise the flag. You know what I'm saying? Run them beasts out of your country with their crooked ass. With their crooked ass. You know what I'm saying? But the Azerbaijan, you know what I'm saying? I hope I'm saying Azerbaijans, you know what I'm saying, has been outspoken against what it sees as French colonialism, ism and schism. They got all kind of colonialism. They got Marxism, socialism, colonialism, Nazism. I mean, how many isms and schisms y'all motherfuckers is running with? People are people. Fuck the names. This is another thing we have to bring down. You know what I'm saying? And anyone that is coming in your country, you know what I'm saying, and doing colonialism should be removed, and a war should take place in order to remove them if it has to. You know what I'm saying? So when we look at what the Azerbaijan has been outspoken about them occupying the Frenchy stinking ass, you know what I'm saying, colonialism in July 2023. You know what I'm saying? Baku in, I say Baku, I guess, invited pro-independence participants from the French territory of Martinique. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's called Martinique. French and the, I think, Guni. These are all, most of the people that they're mentioning here are indigenous African people, really. When you look at their culture and their background, that's what you're going to see. So what the fuck is the French doing there in the first fucking place? Is what I'm asking with this Frenchy stinking white ass. I feel it for the regular general public in France. I can imagine what they did to their own fucking people, these beasts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even, I think it's called Ganiga, you know what I'm saying, and Caledonia and the French, you know what I'm saying, Polynesians for a conference titled Towards the Complete Elimination of Colonialism, which was right. I would have did the same thing, you know what I'm saying, because I tried to talk it out. But, you know what I'm saying, talking don't always get it, especially with these wicked beasts and their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So the revolution must be televised and it must be driven forward. There is no turning back now. You know what I'm saying? This conference resulted in the formation of the Baku Baku Initiative group, who stated it is, you know what I'm saying, supporting the just struggling of the people suffering from the colonialism. So in other words, they were in there having a meeting speaking about what the French is over there doing to the people they're occupying, invading asses. So now we know. That's right. This week, the group released a statement expressing solidarity with indigenous Kanak people against the so-called Frenchy stinking reform bullshit. We stand in solidarity with our Kanak friends and support their fear struggle. There is no fear in a revolution. That is gone now. Whatever fear you have, you must release, and warriors must stand strong. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about fear struggle. And said the statement. On Thursday, the French, so-called French, is thinking about Interior Minister dumbass Gerald, his name is Gerald Dormani. Yeah, Gerald Jacassi. Criminally. Probably a pedophilia and a motherfucking faggot as well. You know what I mean? With his Frenchy stinking ass. Told the TV channel, France 2, you know what I'm saying, that the Azerbaijan, alongside China and Russia, was interfering in the new. No. What they're doing is they're probably backing those people up to get their land and your stinking Frenchy ass off of it. Maybe. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. Don't have no mercy neither. There shall be no mercy for invading forces all over the world. I want the whole world to rise up against this colonialism bullshit. Because like I said, contrary to all points, they have done it to their own probably. You know what I'm saying? I regret that some of the Caledonian pro-independent leaders have made a deal with Azerbaijan, he alleged. Yeah, he added, even if there are attempts at interference, France is sovereign on its own territory and so much the better. No, France is sovereign and its own invading spot and need to be kicked the fuck out of that. Let's just move on. How has Azerbaijan responded to the accusation from the Frenchy bar? You know what I'm saying? They learned nothing when Hitler was digging all up in their ass, huh? You know what I'm saying? But the Baku has denied the Frenchy bought interior minister allegations. Yeah, because he full of shit. We refute any connection between the letter of the struggle for the freedom of in Caledonia and the Azerbaijan, you know what I'm saying, Azerbaijan ministry and Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesman, whatever his name is, whatever his name is, you know who the High Minister is. I ain't got time to be expressing y'all fucked up names. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all is crooks just on the old books. Still doing the same bullshit. But the Azerbaijan has previously criticized the French thinking about of colonialism French thinking colonialism in overseas territory. Again, what are they doing in overseas territory? Same thing they did in Africa, along with the Ottoman Turks, Germans, Frenchy stinking butt, you know what I'm saying? German nuts, and even America is involved with our stinking shitty leaders, and we have had sitting up there thinking that the people ain't paying no attention or paying any mind as to what's going on, but knowing full well that the people really are not being informed. Let's just be honest. The tension between the Frenchy stinking butt and the Azerbaijan have also been, you know what I'm saying, simmering since France expressed support for the Armenia in the conflict over the dispute breakout, I guess, between Nagorno and Karabakh, I guess, Karabakh region, which is claimed by both countries. You know what I'm saying? But the French don't have no right to be in there back in the fucking thing. You need to get the fuck out. Why the so-called French is thinking more than Algerian Azerbaijan at what? Loggerhead over the Karabakh or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and the Nagorno, you know what I'm saying? But we see where the French stinking about, which it has a sizable Armenian diaspora of roughly 650,000 people, has sided with Armenia in the conflict with these groups, Azerbaijan and the Nagorno and Karabakh. You know what I'm saying? These are Africans. So what was it fighting over? They were there before you. A lot of these people, before even the French is thinking about. In 2020, French Senate adopted a resolution calling for a foreign independence, promoting Azerbaijan to call for Frenchy stinking France, dumbass, to be stripped of its mediation rules in the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Tension between France and the Azerbaijan further escalated during Baku 2023 military operations in Nagorno-Karabakh. In September, France signed a defense deal with the Armenia and promised to deliver military equipment. Sounds a lot like Netanyahu too. You know what I'm saying? Up in these people country doing a whole bunch of foolishness. You know what I mean? Doing a whole bunch of